My Drifting Amalgams universe is fraught with galactic conflicts, and because some of these struggles involve intelligent birds battling people much larger than them, I'm going to need a believable attack strategy. I think I have an idea, but first I'm going to need to better understand how a taser works. Hi, I'm Casey Hudson and I write sci-fi novels. I'm creating a fictional culture of avians that has evolved through persecution. Here's how I'm incorporating real-world stun technology into how these intelligent birds protect their interests. Let's talk for a moment about how a taser works. In dart mode, compressed nitrogen propels a pair of barbed darts that remain connected to the weapon by thin copper wires. These darts deliver a pulse current that causes a neuromuscular response, temporary paralysis. The more traditional drive stun mode requires pressing and holding the weapon to a body. It works like a cattle prod, causing intense pain instead of paralysis. Since drive stun mode would be impractical for avians to use, I'm going to focus on dart mode. As intelligent birds, Sternovula are mentally capable of operating basic tools, but if their stun weapons were shaped like the ones humans use, simultaneously holding while triggering the device would be difficult for their taloned feet and wings. So I'll want to design an interface that is more natural for an avian. I think a pebble or stone shape would be reasonable for them to hold and manipulate, and since smallish birds would likely prefer attacks that don't put them close to their enemy, I'll make these stun pebbles voice triggered using a Sternovula specific bird call. This allows the Sternovula to release the stunner from the sky or place it somewhere inconspicuous before activating it from afar. With the barb feature I mentioned earlier, these pebbles can clamp onto an enemy's clothing long enough for a Sternovula to activate them. Now that I have a stun weapon that intelligent birds can deploy, I need to figure out what that could look like in the narrative. My Sternovula are loosely based on the European starling of modern day. And one thing that starlings are known for is a mesmerizing display called murmuration. A murmuration of starlings can involve anywhere from 500 to 1,000 birds as they fly in a mass towards a roosting site. These formations are thought to provide warmth as well as allow the participating avian to communicate with each other. Additionally, being part of a group this large means no individual can be targeted by predators. These last 2 points are where I think a murmuration of starlings could be helpful in battle, but before I get to that, let's talk a bit more about how a taser works. For real-life tasers, both the darts and the nitrogen cartridges used to propel them are limited by the amount of storage space within the device. So this is a 3-shot weapon at most. But the rechargeable battery gives the option for multiple shots per shot, and in dart mode, tasers have a range of up to 3 meters. In the case of my Drifting Amalgams universe, the range won't matter since I gave these a remote trigger, but the rechargeable battery is useful. An individual pebble could deliver several shocks. Plus, if multiple pebbles attach to an enemy's clothing, that's several electric shocks per pebble. Imagine a murmuration of starlings, or in this case, a mass of intelligent birds, dropping what looks like pebbles. You'd cover your head, or may already be wearing a helmet, but your clothes are the real target. Once the barbs connect and the Sternovula call out, you and your compatriots are incapacitated. What's more is that the attacking Sternovula can use their ability to communicate throughout the murmuration and coordinate their attacks for optimal effect. They could also use the anonymity of a murmuration to avoid being targeted themselves. Now that I've formulated an attack strategy, it needs context. The Sternovula of the Drifting Amalgams universe were Stone Age avian before meeting peoples from other planets. But once they were routinely exterminated, they found a way to pass information from one generation to the next. The goal of their education is basic: survive and thrive. Everything they learn and everything they do in their informal schooling is designed around being able to take care of their bodies and minds if and when they travel beyond their planet. That's why the only subjects taught are history, fighting, hunting and gathering, mimicry and murmuration, homemaking, and artistry. The stunning pebbles fit neatly into both fighting and murmuration lessons. In these classes, these intelligent birds can learn how to trigger their little stunners and how to work together to deploy them against a common enemy. And the beauty in creating a fictional culture is that I can also write in allies who are more dexterous and technologically advanced. That way, Sternovula don't have to worry about manufacturing and production concerns. Sort of like how I have Aaron to make a stun pebble visualization next week. Until next time, stay curious.